Good versus evil. Heaven and hell. A tale of adversaries as old as time itself. Today we showcase the very embodiment of virtue and sin as two champions of diametrically opposed ideologies meet on the field of battle. One born of hope, salvation, and justice. The other forged in the malice and evil of the 9 hells. It's angel versus devil as the holy Deva and the infernal horned devil clash to the death. Choose your side right now on Riches and Liches. Welcome, adventurers. I'm Rich, and this is Riches and Liches, where it's all things Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop role-playing. I'm very excited to introduce you today to the first and what I hope will be a long-running and evolving chapter of episodes I'm calling the Dungeons and Dragons Deathmatch series. Here we'll be spanning the multiverse to summon Dungeons and Dragons creatures you love and hate to a cosmic arena called the Nexus of Oblivion, located on an otherworldly plane controlled by a mysterious group of gods and deities cloaked in shadow and stardust, only known as the Council of Apterion. These summoned champions cannot literally resist the Council's call to partake in this crucible trial by fire of one-on-one combat to the death, where champions are tempered and refined. For the victor, honor is gained among their faction, and the mark of Apterion is bestowed, and possibly an unrefusable invite is given to the Mortalis Aeternum, a legendary millennia-old tournament of forever death, something you'll be hearing more about in the near future. But today, we have an epic clash to whet your appetite, the prelims, if you will, as an angelic Deva and the infernal horned devil face off in a fight to the death. First things first, let's lay out the ground rules for this series. The first rule of Fight Club, sorry, wrong type of fight. Number 1, lest you worry that my cognitive bias towards the Lich or any undead in this deathmatch series may lend an unfair advantage in future duels, each battle has been simulated exactly 100 times with a combat simulator, and as part of the summary at the conclusion of the battle, I will share the relevant victory percentages that determined our final outcome. I merely write the creative narrative to describe the outcome of that simulation and have no hand in its determination. Number 2, this deathmatch series will pick creatures from not only the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons, but also 3.5, thanks to available 5e conversion tools. Now, these tools may not be perfect, but there are some great 3rd edition foes I really wanted to include, so we'll see how it goes and we'll adjust as necessary. Number 3, all lower CR combatants, all lower challenge rating combatants, have been normalized as champions of their type. This is done in order to provide some semblance of fairness and parity. While this does increase the relative strength of a normally lower CR creature, they will not gain any additional or new abilities. So this may still leave an edge to a normal CR creature over an elevated one. We're just going to have to wait and see, judge, and again, adjust accordingly. To be clear, this normalization means that while some lower challenge rating creatures have been elevated, no creatures that come in with a higher CR will be nerfed down. 4th, all battles are 1v1 with the use of any special abilities and legendary actions that they may possess. Because this is a neutral site though, there will be no lair actions involved. Finally, as a personal request, I humbly ask that you take this all in good fun. There is literally zero chance that everyone's going to agree on these outcomes, and this is in no way scientific in any sense of the word. If, for example, the story narrative doesn't 100% follow your interpretation of the rule as written, just go with it. Let's have a good time. For me, this is a new, interesting, and fun way to tell a story with some random elements. And if all of you agree, I could see doing hundreds of these over the years to come, but that's up to you, so you'll let me know. And if you've got a dream matchup that you'd like to see, let me know. Comment down below. Okay, with no further delay, I see the champions are entering the arena now. Stepping into the arena first, Gavriel is a champion Deva and commander of a celestial legion. He is a beautiful creature, as are all Devas. Gavriel stands just over 7 feet tall and wields a heavenly blade. His near-perfect form and white feathered wings emit a radiant aura, as well as a confidence befitting such an angelic being. A Deva is a heavenly being, a messenger of the gods, and a servant of justice and goodness. While Devas are considered to be of a lesser stature and not as impressive as their planetar and solar cousins, Devas are fiercely loyal to the divine beings they serve, and they work tirelessly to protect the innocent and punish the wicked. Not only will they use their powers to fight evil directly on the battlefield like we're going to see today, but Devas also can often be found taking on pure humanoid forms in order to interact with the mortals, guiding them along the path of righteousness and steering them away from the evils of the material plane. Gavriel specifically was promoted to a celestial commander after saving a brave band of heroes from certain death within the labyrinthine crypt of a centuries-old lich named Henzo Balazan. That may or may not have been an entirely overtuned encounter by their amazing, friendly, and yet imperfect dungeon master. But you didn't hear that from me. While not able to defeat the lich directly, Gavriel and his soldiers of light were able to hold off the Lich's unholy forces long enough to secure a safe portal from the Lich Lord's lair. A cleric's prayer indeed answered, and many lives saved. As a champion Deva, Gavriel has the following stats: an armor class of 17 and hit points of 155. This is a bit elevated over the standard core block because he is, again, a champion and a commander. His special abilities, in addition to his innate spellcasting, include the aforementioned Change Shape, and he also has the Healing Touch ability. He does not, however, have any legendary actions. Avrazul is a horned devil who serves as a loyal personal bodyguard for a pit fiend field commander. He stands over 9 feet tall with red scaled armor-like skin, a barbed tail with twisted horns, while wielding an infernal, often flaming blade, giving Avazul and the horned devils in general that classic storybook look of a devil. Horned devils, also known as Kornagons, are the brutal enforcers of the infernal legions. They are cruel, sadistic, and they revel in the pain and suffering that they inflict. Their preferred method of combat involves strikes with their spiked tail, which leaves an infernal wound of cascading and increasingly deadly damage. Horned devils are tasked with inflicting punishment upon damned souls and maintaining order among the diabolical ranks, so they're no stranger to conflict. In fact, they thrive in it. Avazul enters today's battle with the following stats: an armor class of 18, hit points of 178. His special abilities, in addition to his innate spellcasting, he possesses Devil Sight, Magic Resistance, and a Fear Aura. However, like the Deva, Avazul has no legendary actions, but I will offer to watch out for that Hurl Flame ability and its 150-foot range. Sizing up our two combatants as they prepare to battle, the devil would appear to have an edge, but let's not forget the intangibles. That angel is an experienced commander of a legion of angels. How much that experience may help, only time will tell. As the divine Deva and the wicked horned devil prepare to engage in this opening battle of virtues, the sky above the Nexus of Oblivion darkens as a magical dome materializes, enveloping the arena, ensuring a fair fight to the end. As a thunderous horn sounds beginning the battle, the Deva's radiant wings open wide, casting divine light upon the arena, while the horned devil's vicious barbed tail whips the air with sinister intent. Gavriel, a being of light and divine grace, soars overhead, his innate holy powers granting a shield of faith that shimmers around his magnificent angelic form, increasing the Celestial's defenses. His eyes, filled with heavenly determination, meet those of his twisted and infernal opponent. Avazul, a creature of darkness and malice, snarls back, baring his razor-sharp teeth. The devil flexes his powerful red-scaled arms, the fear aura emanating from its very being, causing the ground beneath it to blacken. As Avazul moves to strike, his own innate infernal powers envelop him in a cloak of darkness that seems to devour all light around him. The deadly duel begins with an eruption of violence as the Deva charges, a heavenly blade in hand. The celestial being takes a swift cut at the horned devil, who just barely dodges the radiant attack. But the Horned Devil retaliates as Gavriel passes in flight, turning midair to hurl a searing ball of flame towards the Deva. The Celestial's divine aura protects him, but not enough to avoid all damage as the Devil strikes first. The Deva grimaces in pain as the fire licks his ethereal form. They again close ranks. The sound of steel against steel echoes through the arena. The Deva's radiant sword meets the Horned Devil's deadly iron, with sparks of prismatic radiance and infernal fire raining down from the force of impact. The unseen council of Apterion quiet in their shadows, but no doubt entertained, as each champion traded heavenly and hellish blows, their respective divine and infernal powers on full display. Gavriel landing a searing, radiant cut deep into the leg of Avazul, causing the Devil to curse the angel with foul, infernal language. Gavriel smiles with the confidence from previous victories. The two ideological opposed beings continued to clash, their weapons ringing and spells singing with each attack. The Deva, fueled by divine might, had appeared to wear the Horned Devil down, but the will of the infernal creature is relentless, and in a flash, Avazul scores a strike as his barbed tail reaches the Deva's defenses, sinking deep into the angel's shoulder and drawing celestial blood. In that pivotal moment, momentum seemed to change as Gavriel, distracted from the infernal wound, began to visibly lose focus and perhaps confidence. Gavriel tried to regroup, his healing touch keeping him in the fight while his radiant aura seared the flesh of the Devil. But Avazul, sensing the upper hand, went into a controlled rage, pressing the attack pace while his own magic resistance and devilish resilience allowed him to shake off many of the Deva's now weakening attacks. Despite his divine grace and celestial power, Gavriel began to find himself outmatched and on the defensive, the sheer brute force and ferocity of the Devil beginning to overwhelm Gavriel's defenses. For the first time, the angel found himself in unfamiliar territory, his confidence shaking and his once immaculate, beautiful, perfect form now battered and bloody. Avazul continued the onslaught as another tail strike found its target. Gavriel began to falter, his wings struggling to keep him aloft. As doubt began to creep into the mind of the Celestial, a mere second of lapsed awareness, but enough time for the Devil to find a critical opening for a mortal blow. Avazul's massive blade plunged deep, driving the deadly iron into the Celestial's heart. An audible gasp could be heard from the unseen council. Gavriel's eyes widened in shock and agony as he feels his divine essence ebbing away. The Deva is driven to the ground under the force of the winged Devil and his infernal blade. As they hit the arena floor, Avazul, with a twist of his tail and a sinister grin, ensures the damage is irreversible, sinking his tailspike into the neck of the now helpless angel. With a final, desperate gasp, the Deva crumples to the ground, his once radiant form now dimmed by the Devil's encroaching darkness. Avazul looks to the council and roars triumphantly, savoring his victory over his celestial enemy. The Horned Devil stands over the now lifeless angel as a reluctant portal to the 9 hells opens. Avazul's own malicious grin widening as he prepares to drag the Celestial's corpse back to the depths of hell, where it will be displayed as a trophy and a warning to any who dare challenge the infernal legions. Though the Deva fought valiantly, his defeat serves as a stark reminder that even divine beings can fall in the face of overwhelming darkness. In the end, this epic confrontation between good and evil serves as a chilling testament to the eternal war waged between the forces of heaven and hell, a war that continues to shape the very fabric of our existence with no end in sight. As the portal to the 9 hells closes, leaving but a desolate, blood-stained arena and shadowed whispers, let's take a look at our simulation summary. The Horned Devil managed 59 victories out of 100. That's 59%, which was evident in this decisive battle today. Still, perhaps a little closer than some may have thought, with the champion-level Deva able to muster 41 victories out of 100, but not quite enough. So we score one for the bad guys on this dark day. But this is just the beginning. Surely the forces of good will have an answer. In fact, not long after the battle, a rumor among the whispered in attendance has it that a Solar will be looking to avenge the fallen Gavriel. What abyssal or infernal champion will answer that challenge? You tell me. Be sure to comment down below. So, what do you think of this new deathmatch series? Would you like to see more? Do you have a dream matchup you'd like summoned to the Nexus of Oblivion? Let me know down below. I do hope you've had as much fun listening today as I've had creating and sharing. Please consider following me on Twitter at Riches and Liches, checking out our Patreon and Discord, and if you feel like I earned it, maybe sub and ring that bell to help me grow this amazing community. Riches and Liches was created to serve you, so comment down below and vote in our polls to help determine what you'll see us cover next. Thanks for listening, and until next time, remember, the only limitation at your table is your imagination.